apology to, not you guys, but to the UConn Nation. I think that some of what I said the other day was offensive, and I'm a very passionate person, and I think sometimes the message gets lost in the delivery when I get going a little bit. And I think that happened a little bit the other day. I was trying to make 2 points, and I think Dom, you might have brought them up. I'm not recalling exactly, but the first point was building off of that 6-win season we had in 2022 was so critical. And I don't think we, and when I say we, it all starts with me, Jim Mora. I don't think that we did enough to capture that momentum. And I think probably a lot of it was we felt so good about the momentum that maybe we didn't think we had to do more. And this is a rapidly changing environment, as we all know, with the NIL space. And so I was a little passionate about that. And I think what happened is then the second part of my message, which is, Dom asked, what do we need to change? I said a lot needs to change. And it is changing, and thankfully we have a president, and we have a board of trustees, and we have an athletic director, and we have a support group that are working as hard as they can to push for the things that we need to push for to be able to compete at the level that everyone that's associated with this program, inside and outside of this building, wants to see. So I wanted to start with that because I know it made some waves. And I'm not here to make waves. I'm passionate about this place. I love this place. I want to win. I'm going to fight for it. But sometimes my message gets lost in the delivery. So, and then the second thing is our seniors. Just it was very emotional in there. I can't name them all, so I'll just name a couple. You think about Jackson, and you think about Christian and Eric Watson. Noel and some of those guys, and the journey that they've been on and the things that they've been through here, from COVID to struggling some of the seasons to having a coaching change. And those are really hard things for young men, really for anyone to go through, but especially these guys. And just the perseverance they showed and the attitude they displayed, really from the day I got here, was really inspiring. It was rare. And I think I've coached a long time, and this is the most unique group I've ever been around. And it's because of their resilience and their resolve and the way they love each other and care about each other and their inability to give in. And I think that showed up in a lot of the games this year that we kept close. We didn't win. I don't think anyone's satisfied with the record, but the growth that took place on this team, I think it'll present itself going down the line. And I think that those guys have set a foundation for this program that we are beholden to uphold, and we will. So those guys, I'll tell you what, it was just God dang. I've only been here 2 years, and it feels like I've known these guys forever, and it's so bittersweet, to not walk into a meeting room and have Jackson and Christian sitting over in that left corner, or Eric sitting right there. That's gonna be, that's gonna be strange. I didn't have this deep a feeling last year, and it's just really deep now. That's the second thing. And then, when you go into off season, I think the most important thing you can do is, number one, is self-evaluate. And whether you win or you lose, whether you're a national champion or you struggle with a difficult record, the first thing you have to do is you have to be honest with yourself, which is something that I've always tried to be. I don't think we as humans are always as honest with ourselves as we want to be. But I need to self-evaluate, and then we need to evaluate every part of this program, and everything that we do, and we can't leave anything to chance, and that's from the minute details to the big things all have to be evaluated and see if we're doing it right, and if we can do it better. I think 3 poisonous words is I got it, or hey, we've always done it this way. And so we have to really dig in and make sure that we're doing everything we can to improve, and we will. And then we have to go out and recruit like heck. And we have some big shoes that we got to fill. We're losing quite a few players, we've got some good freshmen coming in, but we've got to attack this portal. And once again, I made this point, I think, to Dom, is that we've had some tremendous support. We've had some people really step up, And in this day and age, you know, there's a financial piece of it that we didn't have to deal with in the old days that we do now. And I think we're in a really so much better of a spot than we ever were in the past and last year as we go into this portal period. And so I'm excited about that. So, you know, it wasn't the record that we wanted, but I think we're a better football team. You know, I look at the last 2 games and the scores that we were able to establish against teams that, you know, I don't know how it's always been against them, but I'm proud of these guys, and I'm fortunate to be their coach. So I know that was a long dialogue, but I had to get it out.
And when you talk about the spirit of the team, the resiliency, all those things, how much is that typified by those 2 running backs who just seem to not want to go down?
Yeah, absolutely, and they're 2 local kids, which makes it so fantastic. Because you know you got 2 kids from Connecticut who were the state high school players of the year that decided to come to UConn. One was a running back, one was a DB running back who switched to running back, and then they carry the load most of the season. You know, when we had some guys leave the team. And then when Vic went down, the way Cam carried the load, and you know, we love it when the best players in Connecticut come to UConn, and then to have them perform like they did, it's awesome. And it's a toughness, you know, like they're dogged, tough guys. And we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Wanted to, you know, and I don't know if everyone takes it the right way sometimes, but being hard asses, you know, just being a tough, gritty, you know, mentally strong individual. Those 2 guys they're the epitome of that.
You talked about, you know, the fight that they've had all year despite the results, especially after the 3 games on the road and the way they got away from you. For them to come back these 2 games and not only to win, but to win as convincingly as they did, what does that say about that?
It says everything about just their mental toughness, you know, and their belief in themselves and their trust in each other and their belief in what we're trying to accomplish here. And I've seen it all along. Like, I'm being completely honest with you. There hasn't been a day since I got here a little over 2 years ago that I haven't seen that quality in this team. That doesn't mean we win every game, but like this inability really to give up. And I've told them many times, you know, it serves you well on the football field. It's going to serve you much better in life. And it's a real thing here. It's a real thing. I told them I'm coaching for a long time. I've never been around a group like this, and I hope that I can say the same thing again next year. You know, and I think I will because of the nucleus of guys that are in that locker room.
Can the good feeling carry over from the 2 games? Does it carry over into the off season?
If we beat Maryland, no. It does. You know, you come down off of these things pretty quick because you have to move on, right? And you know, there's so many tasks that we have to accomplish, but you want to enjoy it. You know, we want to enjoy it for a little while here, and then you got to get to work doing those things I talked about.
All right. I'm going to give him a couple guys. Thanks,
Okay.
Coach.
Thanks.
Thank you.